Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 5v5 custom match on the Croxus map generator here, so let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with Team 1 up here to the northwest, and ending with Team 2 down here in the southeast. Let's start with the Emerald Green player of Hot Sea, going first, land as a Seraphim. To his northeast, we have RGB VGMC, or GCMG, there we go. Probably call him RGB. He's going first land in Pac-Man Yellow as a Cybran. In Royal Blue, we have Tassin going first land as another Cybran. In Stitch Blue, we have Gumbo going as Cybran as well. Again, first land. And last but not least, in the Rigard Air slot, in Glow in the Dark Green, we have Just Q going first land as an Aeon. So on Team 1 side of things, we have 3 Cybran, a Seraphim, and an Aeon. No UEF tech represented on Team 1 side of things. Let's go ahead and start introducing players on Team 2. We'll start with the Rust player of Nuggets, going first land as a Cybran. Again, that's Rust Orange. To the east, we have Babel going first land in Snow White as an UEF. To his northeast, we have Hell Trottil going first land in, I think that is lightish red pink. Yep, that's lightish red pink as a Seraphim. To the northeast, we have Tropical Ocean Blue of Alex XXX, or Alex6 going first land as a UEF. And last but not least, on Team 2 side of things, we have Smithers. Must be a fan of the Smithers character from The Simpsons, going first land, first, second, third, fourth land in Chevy Crimson as a Seraphim. So on Team 2 side of things, we have 2 UEF, 2 Seraphim, and 1 Cybran. No Aeon tech represented on the southeastern team. So we'll see how that plays out. Remember, no UEF on the north, no Aeon on the south. Take a look at Reclaim here very quickly before all our players scoop it up. We have 45,000 plus Reclaim on this map, so a heck of a lot of mass for our players to scoop up and turn into weapons of maybe mass destruction or small destruction, or not even destruction, just maybe some engineers or something. And check a look at ratings here. We have the highest rated player on Team 2, or the white team, as the scoreboard has illustrated them as, and then it is a 2,000. It is Nuggets. He's the highest rated player in the game. And on Team 1 side of things, the lowest rated player in the game is RGB at 1,100. And both of these teams averaging out almost very closely at 1,480 and 1,460 for Team 2 and for Team 1. And the rating balance is 93%. So I'd say fairly good considering. And of course, Team 1 has a larger splattering of, Joes and pros in terms of, hovering around that line. We have 3 1600s and a 1400 for Team 1. And, of course, a 2000, a 16, a 14, and a 12, and 2 1200s. So again, we're going to be watching out for Nuggets here on Team 2, and probably watching out for the front line here for Team 1, considering... Well, actually, 2 of their 3 1600s are on the front. But their Aeon player in the back is a 1600, so we can watch out for some nice air snipes or early bomber harass. We have a drop here from the Snow White player of Babel getting this Mechs location. Then I'm going to go up here to get this triple Mechs location. Good dropping of those engineers. And unfortunately, for Hatsi, he is a little bit behind. And that will probably indicate that Babel will secure this southwestern side for his team. Up here in the middle of this kind of jagged, it's not cliffside, but the ravine, valley area. We do have a couple Mexes. Engineers are hoofing up some mass, as well as we have more drops here. This time from Nuggets, he's dropping 1 engineer and just going straight for little clumps of a decent amount of mass, and then he gets them before his opponents here. To the east, we have, of course, Smithers. He has pushed forward on this northeastern side. Going to start raiding the dual comms, actually triple comms of Team 1. We have Gumbo, Tassin, and Just Q. So they're going to severely halt any progression here from Smithers on this northeastern side. So it looks like Team 1 focusing a lot more on the northern side, and Team 2 going to be focusing on that southern side. We'll see how which side gets the better end of the deal there as the game progresses. It does look like the player of Hell Trottiel, I think we'll call him just Hell for short, is looking a little bit more eco, except his opponent here, of course, is going for this Valley push for all of the mass, but it looks like he's going to focus probably a lot more eco-wise. He already has a T2 factory up and running. He actually is, I think, not the first. RGB has one up too as well. We'll see how that progresses as time goes on. The comm of Hatsi has pushed forward into this southwestern ravine valley. I think we'll call it a valley area. Not really a ravine. I mean, maybe this could be a ravine, but this is more of a valley. We have some combat over here. We have interceptors taking out some bombers and other aircraft for Just Q, looking to secure the skies. And we also have another player going into air. So Nuggets and Babel, of course, he's the rear guard air slot. They're going to go into air. So 2 players on air for Team 2 might tip the balance of power, at least in the southern side for sure. We have a transport going out with another engineer going for, I don't know what he's going for. Maybe going for some mass, but interceptors have caught wind of it, and it will crash land, unfortunately, for that engineer on board. Not really a lot of combat in the middle. Team 1 owns pretty much the entire middle, which, I mean, not really a whole lot, but we are having some, looks like some T1 units. There are some Mantises. There's also a Medusa and a Mole. The Mole will provide the intel for those units. That is not the right player. That is Tassin. That is the range at which the Mole can see, and then the Mantises will be able to find some nice juicy targets. Fortunately, the Calm of Hell is nearby, so he might be pumping out some plasma from those cannons, but they are moving on the eastern side, trying to avoid. We have a similar drop here. So Team 1, looks like Gumbo and Tassin are working in tandem with one another, trying to get some early harass on to the middle player of Hell. And he's going to notice that and move his comm to intercept. Might be a little too late on that aspect. There's still a rock that he could claim, but hasn't done so as of yet. The rock right next to him is worth 75 mass. Decent chunk, but a huge amount of mass. Just, 38, 38, 38, and a lot of clumps for him to group up. And those units are starting to spread out. The Medusa actually doubles back and is going to probably go after these air factories. Very good move here, out here from Team 1, distracting Team 2's main eco player. We do have Alex pumping out a bunch of units trying to intercept. Looks like multiple drops occurred on Team 2's side of things, so definitely going to be watching for that. Those Mantises have pushed forward, and Utashala was spammed up here. He's going to deal with that other Mantis. These ones split off to get another T2 Mechs here from Nuggets, dropping the ecos a decent amount here on Team 2 side of things. Team 2 is leading the mass generation game by about 25 to 30 and generated and total mass accrued at about 10k mass. So again, Team 1 wants to knock them down a peg, and taking out a lot of these mechs will do that. 6 mass per T2 Mechs that isn't ringed. T1 bombers doing their stuff, trying to deal with this incoming Mantises, and there is a gunship spammed up. An interceptor comes into, intercept, but I don't think it's going to last very long. And the Mantises push will kind of peter out now. There's a couple more trying to do what they can to just annoy hell at this point, but what they could do is go after these Mexes that are paused on upgrades. But Bomber lands, tries to split the difference, takes out a lot of hit points on the second Mantis, misses. Will they get him? I think they'll get him. Oh, they stopped moving, and not going to get him. Not going to get that Mex. But again, still another set of forces here from Tassin and from Gumbo. So I guess Gumbo specifically. But that is a lot of aggression here from Team 1 side of things, trying to delay their opponents in eco as much as they can. I love that move because it allows them to build up their resources and hunker down for the incoming retaliation that will occur here very soon. My team got no eco, says Hatsi. Well, I mean, in terms of eco, your team isn't that far behind considering the devastation that has fallen at Team 2. And again, the gunship spammed up to deal with the rest of those mantises. They're not manti, it is Mantises. But multiple T2 factories have spammed up here for Team 2. We have 2 players that have them Hell and Babel. Babel probably upgrading up to T3 as we speak. It is 10 minutes. That sounds about right. What is the other player doing? Well, he is upgrading T3, and he's already halfway done. So a little bit ahead of the pace here for Just Q. Maybe that will make a difference. Who knows? We'll have to wait to see what's going on there. No one's died. And knock on wood. Sub 20 minutes. Usually somebody dies by then, so we will have to see what goes on with that. Babel leading some forces here for Nuggets. But we also have the comms of RGB and Hatsy. Hatsy on an upgrade. He actually cancels it. Don't know what that's about. Oh, probably sees the danger of these gunships inbound. Builds up some T2 flak. And as long as they target the flak, they'll make it out of there alive. Interceptors come in to deal with those jesters, but the flak is online, and those jesters will fall fairly quickly. I saw better. Good on Hatsy. Saw the potential air snipe and decided, nope, not going to do that. Not going to let that happen. Good on him. Good tactical awareness on Hatsy's mind as the time goes on. We do have RGB getting nice placement of intel installations. Would like to see this one probably a little bit further west, just a tiny smidgen. But I love how they're on opposite sides of these cliffs on this upper plateau. Good on him for placing them out farther out, unlike the last match I casted where they were like just on line almost next to each other. Not really the best placement on that player's side. But we have some fervors going after this. What was that? It's probably just a unit of some sort, and then going after the intel. They can't actually maneuver to that other plateau, but their range allows them to take out that, I guess that unit that was there and the radar installation. Good use of artillery from that, but we do have a large army here from Team 2, from Alex and from Smithers. Hopefully we'll see some push. We are seeing T2 units starting to inject themselves in the T1 armies. Not really a huge push in terms of, aggression. There was, some drops, and there still continues to be drops. A 3 or 6 Mantis go after a amphibious tank. Will the tank survive? It's going to be close for Team 2. Team 2's tank will survive. That's got to hurt. I think that was Gumba. No, that was Tassin that dropped those forces. T2 radar installation in the middle of the map. Good placement. Nothing protecting it, but they can see a large amount of the map. Again, it's not a full 20 by 20, so probably it's 14. I'd say 15 probably would be, sounds about right. It could be even a 16 or 17, but the average is, of course, probably the best option. Occam's razor and all of that. But we are seeing some Moras being built up here for Nuggets. Nuggets' eco is at 193, tied with Hatsy at 193. Team 2 has, suffered a decent blow from the drops that have occurred. Team 1 have caught up a decent amount, and they've almost tied it, but looks like a lot of that was eco-related. I don't know. Again, the numbers change all the time. But those loyalists do push forward. There are a decent amount of rhinos in the mix, so going to be a little bit hard-pressed to just attack with just loyalists, because the loyalists are a little bit weaker. If those were bricks, they would definitely push. But we have a decent push out here to the south here for Hatsy, trying to get on the backside. And there is a little ramp up here that units can use, but it looks like Team 1 tanks are moving in to stop that push. Does Hatsy notice them? No, he does not, but Nuggets is definitely aware of them. You can see the radar signatures over there. He's going to engage. Hatsy does have the numbers, but now these loyalists are going to cut off any retreat and push forward. This is definitely a wasted opportunity. Hatsy could have taken this out easily had he known it was there. He probably did. Yeah, he does know it's there, so he could have easily taken it out. Definitely a misstep on that. And unfortunately, this now leaves his comm exposed. There are a couple of Utashalas, and they're being spammed up as all get out over here. Going for, like, a dozen or so. Warlords are trying to go on the farthest side of those Utashalas. I don't know if they're going to run by or they're going to go full bore into the comm. We'll see. Just making sure. Again, drops continue to happen on this northern side. Team 2's got to get some anti-air emplacements so transports don't make a mess of this. But yeah, again, nothing really happening on this northeast side. There's just a lone Selen up there, but again, not really anything happening. But again, those loyalists have actually ignored the comm and gone straight for Mexes. Of course, the loyalists a little bit weaker. The T2PD is enough to deal with them. It looks like they'll do some damage, but not a lot. If they were bricks, of course, those would definitely have killed everything over there, but they're not. So pretty much just a mass dump for loyalists. I think they take out one T2 Mex. That's kind of it. Maybe they'll take out another one. Nope, that'll be it. Definitely a waste of loyalists there, but that push down here to the south from Hatsi has been dealt with. Nuggets will be looking to take out this position here shortly. So Team 1 owns both of the corners, and that will increase their eco as time goes on. And as noted, they have jumped the race. They are now in first place out of 2. And they're leading by a decent margin. The numbers keep shifting about. I don't know if it's eco-related or what, but the only reason Team 2 is still in the running is because of the reclaim that they have they've acclaimed for themselves. But a huge push out here from Team 2's player of Alex, just cleaning out that center valley or ravine, and they are probably moving onto the position of RGB, and it's almost 20 minutes, so just got to last couple more minutes, everybody, before that not stat, what would you, the average thing that happens, whatever that's the norm, that somebody dies before 20 minutes will be null and void for this cast at least. T2 radar installation on the front line here for Smithers, making sure he doesn't get caught unawares, as well as for Hell. Wouldn't be surprised to see, yep, that is an Omni station for Babel, and these forces are inbound. This is a perfect time for Nuggets to assist in the push. A bunch of loyalists with some assisting bricks are going to push in. Would like to see maybe some rhinos or, other assisting units. T3 is a lot, but a lot of hit points and whatnot, but it's not the only thing. But units are streaming in all the time here for Alex. The push, not really, it's fully committed. Now it's probably fully committed. They're going to target the Cerberus, of course, Cerberus, the weakest of the PD. And now we have some gunships, the Spectre gunships coming to assist, taking out the Loyalists. ASFs dealing with the other ASFs. Bombers over the top trying to deal with units. But RGB starting to be run over. The PD emplacement starting to diminish minute by minute, moment by moment. RGB trying to last as best as he can. Shield emplacements are all gone. Radar would be the next thing I would grab, but then again, the comm is fairly exposed. Keep moving these units, Nuggets. The comm of RGB is going to retreat. All those units from Alex have been diminished. RGB drops into the red, gets a rank in vet, but that won't last him very long, and this will be the first kill of the game secured by Team 2, dropping this game to a 5v4 in Team 2's favor. Nuggets will claim the credit for that kill. Some forces were dropped in to assist, but then they didn't really last very long. There are, again, bricks. They have a lot of hit points. Who got the... Oh, looks like this brick got the veterancy for that kill. There are now counter bricks here for Hatsi. This is a full share game, so all of the eco, everything will go over to Hatsi. The lowest rated player in the game has died. A push to the northeast has occurred. Some momentum building for Team 2, starting to feel more embrazened by the loss of one of Team 1's players. That force will be summarily dealt with, but some defenses were, honestly not that much though. Just a mass dump. Not a lot, but we're talking about 3,000. It's not that much. Decent amount, but not that much. Given the fact that there was 45,000+ mass on the map when we started, 3,000 is not that much. But those bricks are going to keep pushing forward, probably going for the firebase here from RGB that has now been handed over to Hatsi. More drops just constantly being built up here for Tassin, and I think Gumbo has kind of stopped doing it, but at least Tassin is still committed to the bit, it looks like. Bricks are pushing in, dealing with a rogue brick. Of course, Mantis on approach. T1 PD being spammed up. I think the target would be this T3 factory as well as any mexes that they can be targeted. They are targeting the T3 factory. Good on Nuggets taking out production for now. These, bricks will retreat. I don't know if his goal was to take out T3, but there's only 2 bricks left. There's no air support. Definitely something that Babel or Nuggets could have dealt with earlier on, but decided not to. But now flak is being built up, so trying to build a counter to that. Hot Seat builds the first experimental of the game. Probably in the back line. It's the chicken. It is the chicken. So that's probably going to be thrown at this main base. The T3 headquarters for Nuggets is located on the front line. So if Hot Seat was able to take that out, it would deny Nuggets of T3 tech for now. He has other factories he could upgrade to T3, but this is, of course, on the front lines, allowing for rapid deployment of units. It builds faster, of course. You can see the progress. It's already at 25% for that one. That's already jumped it. Gumbo builds the next experimental. It's probably a monkey, given the fact he is Cybrid. Let me see. Where's the monkey? It's back here in the main base. It kind of amazes me that a lot of players will build it back here and then just wait the couple minutes it takes to walk it to the front line and not just build it here. But there could be the threat of that forward position falling, and so you lose it. And we have Tassin escorted by a bunch of Mantis. Of course, the Mantises have the ability to assist in building. They have engineering suites on their chassis. But still, that push not really amounting to a whole lot. We have some flak appearing. The chicken, Yothotha, I think that's how you say it, is pushing forward, dealing with the rest of these bricks. There's a lot of mass for Team 1 or Team 2 to claim. It's pretty much in Team 1's territory, so not really the best optimal position for Team 2 to go grab it. Take a look at ecos again. Team 2 has now jumped to 1.7 in terms of eco. Hale is actually the lowest player in terms of eco at 206, and Nuggets is at 500, while Hatsi, of course, has double base. So he's at 630. So only 100 mass behind that for Nuggets, and he's catching up fairly quickly. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go RAS comms here pretty soon. He's building his own monkey. Has already gone RAS generation on his chassis for his commander. Now has finished a T3 upgrade. Probably going to build a quantum gateway here pretty soon. Wouldn't be surprised. But reclaim efforts are underway for Team 2, trying to secure that reclaim and funnel it to, I guess, the monkey and whatever else. Air grid being spammed up here for Babel. How's his opponent doing for air grid? Well, about the same, I would say. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5th one under construction. 6 with the headquarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Babel. So Babel ahead in the factory production stage of T3 Air. That will make a difference here sooner or later. Sniper bots being deployed to the front lines to deal with these forces. Yeah, so it's the Seraphim and the Aeon that get the sniper bots. For some reason, I thought it was only one, but it is both Aeon and Seraphim. So if you're playing both of them or either of them, just be aware that you do have access to sniper bots if you weren't aware already. But a TAC missile battery and TMD has been spammed up. It's targeting, I think, the eco. Fortunately, this zapper is enough. Oh, it's not. Takes 2 shots to deal with that incoming missile. So looks like probably Hatsi will probably have to build more TMD. Thinks it's going after the eco. Yep, that is what it's going after. A mass storage for the extractor falls. The radar installation down there. It could be upgraded to T2 to give a wider berth, but 1 is better than none. Do we have any spicy plays? We're at 23 minutes. We could see an early nuke from one of these players, especially given that Hatsi has a bunch of eco at his disposal. But it is not from him. It is from Tassin, excuse me. It is the Liberator T3 strategic missile launcher. And does Team 2 know about it? Yes, they do. They are definitely aware, especially with the spy plane overhead. So SMD are probably going to be spammed up here for Team 2. Comm of Smithers is already retreating to the back line, probably going back to his main base. We have an SMD in the base for Nuggets. That is building an anti-nuke as we speak. Again, another SMD for Hell. So the main bases for these players will be protected. Alex building. What is he building? Don't know what he's building. Looks like he's building an upgrade, but I don't know what. He's built T2. Maybe he's building T3. Yeah, that's probably what he's building, but it doesn't tell me. Yeah, that's annoying. But Ras going under the way for Hot Seat. Kind of very far forward, but not out of the question. There is SMD here for Hot Seat as well, but there isn't any counter nuke down here. So, one of those things where you want to have it. Oh, there is SMD. It was just built. But it looks like the goal for let's see, if I was Tassin, who would I target? I'd want to target one of these 3 players. But with all these SMD, probably not a good idea. Probably either go after Smithers or go after Alex would be my bet. Probably Smithers. He is a 1600. Go after his main production facility and mass. Or even the front lines, one of the 2. Ras going down for multiple players. A Ras was completed for just Q. So again, a bunch of eco, and that jumps Team 2's eco quite heavily up, catching up with Team 1. Team 1 in the lead. Team 2 now, it's still, bobbing and weaving. Not bobbing and weaving. It keeps going back and forth. Chicken being used for defense. All of that PD will be a problem for a frontal assault. Wouldn't be surprised to see more missiles being launched, but of course there is TMD being spammed up here to protect that SMD. But they're spamming up missiles as we speak, looking to maybe go for a tac snipe of some sorts. All of these have at least 1 in the clip. Laser TMD. There's only 2. They're not really that many to throw out all at once, but waves of them could do it. Engineers just on patrol going for a mass. We have some clean cameras being spammed up, being used to take out some T3 mexes. But it looks like the missiles are after a different sort of target. What are they after? Well, I think they're after the monkey, probably. There are some TMDs being spammed up to help assist in the defenses. 1 missile will fall. Will hit the monkey, dealing a lot, 6,000 damage. That's a decent chunk of hit points. Another set of missiles comes in. They will miss, unfortunately. More missiles strewing in all the time. How's that nuke progressing? Well, it's about halfway done, unfortunately for them. Team 2 is pretty much close to protecting a bunch of bases. That one just finished. This one not really being prioritized. This would be the one I would probably go after. Rascoms being used to just, build more or to gate in more Rascoms. Smithers is not protected on this eastern side. They are building SMD as we speak, but I think that's a little too late for him. We have a huge push out here to the north from Smithers and from Alex. Alex having a bunch of these Percys, and Smithers having a bunch of Authams. How many Authams are there? Well, 34. That's a ton of Authams. We have some Trebuchets, I think. No, they're just Gunthers. They are not super accurate, considering they don't have the pigeons around them to help assist with rapid-fire solutions. But the Percys have been they're told to move. 2 chickens, count them, 2 chickens are on approach to the 1 monkey, and that 2 chickens will take a monkey out every time. Obviously, we're talking about full health. But artillery wars in the middle between these 2 players of Alex and Tassin. I have to check because every time I look, the colors are so similar that you can see the slight hue difference, but at quick glance they are very similar, especially because they're both Cybran and they're both blue, so not helpful on that front. And they're both on the front, so Autham starting to be taken out by these Cerberus turrets, but again, the chickens are on approach. Their guns have started to open up. The attack on the forward production and operating base of Gumbo is underway. The monkey is now called to the front. Bricks are on the northern section, Cerberus on the south. The bricks are going to push forward. The chickens are going to prioritize the monkey, which would be, my estimate, shields go down. Monkey is already at half health. This chicken is already at half health. Percy's come in, start dealing with the bricks. The first monkey falls. The first chicken falls. Lots of firepower on these bricks. Shields being called in to help assist with protecting this chicken. Running into some options as they go. But a large group of them get destroyed by the Ion Storm activating. This chicken will most likely fall. The bricks are prioritizing them. But this forward operating base will go down. The nuke is launched. Where is it going? Well, it's going for the base of Smithers that just finished building an SMD. It isn't loaded yet and will not be loaded in time, so it will land. Of course, that was the target that I would say should be prioritized. This one is really close, but they're not prioritizing it. So it probably would have landed, but it is loading pretty quickly. But this nuke will land, unfortunately for Smithers. Let us make all the little icons disappear and have a nice little view of the incoming missile from the heavens. Artillery shells landing, and kaboom! Takes out all of those engineers, mechs, factories, all of that. Drops his eco down to 272. I should have taken a look at, but again, 5 core mass are gone. Everything was gone. The SMD is gone. The mass is gone. Everything is gone. Fireball explosion. See, that's still more impressive than the UEF. I think the UEF has the worst looking nuke. The Seraphims, of course, have the best looking nuke, especially the YOLO. Wish the YOLO was a little further on the ground, because when you angle the camera, it's like way high above, so it's hard to see the AOE splash effect. Not splash art, whatever the thing is called. But there is now a megalith going to push back this chicken. Chicken's going to fall back. It is in the red, so doesn't want to take any unwarranted assault. There's a spy plane squadron moving in, trying to getting some nice little views of the enemy positions. Again, the artillery war is still happening. Shields go down, shields go up. Mechs go down, mechs get rebuilt. But they're going to fly over some ASF. A lot of them will be taken out. A forward SMD. Interesting. Not really. I mean, and there's another one here, so I don't think you need 3 of them. Probably just this one would have sufficed. They're not going to nuke just this. That wouldn't be really worth the price of a nuke. Nuke launcher is now almost half loaded once more. Babel has finished an experimental. He is, of course, a UEF, so he's built a satellite. Yep. There's a Novax. So he's going to start spamming those up here pretty soon. Wouldn't be surprised to see any sort of thing go down. Well, a bunch of Rascoms are being built here for Nuggets. Hatsi at 1.23 mass per second, so bunch of mass FAF farms being spammed up, of course. SMD surrounded by teledefense and shields. His main position has 2 chickens, a bunch of shields, and some Utashalas. And is spamming up SAMs as we speak to help protect any sort of flybys. But group of T1 units in this little valley area. They might go after this tank missile battery. A lot more of them have been built, and more Utashalas are being spammed up as we speak. Don't think that's going to be enough to crack it, though. Gumbo has built another experimental. There is a bug. You hardly see these, but the megalith has taken out both of those chickens. There are lightning tanks going to start shooting at the bug. Of course, there are cougars as well. Flak being used as well. They're targeting, I think, the Othams. Should be targeting the anti-air. That is the best target to target, because it's the thing shooting back at you. So, but ASF here for Just Q, dealing with the ASF here for Babel. So it looks like Team 1 will have air supremacy for now, which is probably why Gumbo feels emboldened to use the bug. The chicken is just going to die. ASF come in, deal some damage. ASF here from Q, use the gunship as bait. And now Team 1 has a megalith and a soul ripper to push the front lines of Team 2. And that radar goes down. It was sniped by some tac snipes from this northeast corner. Very good use of tac snipes, taking out the radar, blinding the opponent, allowing you to do more and more work without being spotted. But Team 2 still notices a lot. There must be a secondary. Yep. Oh, no, I saw it. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. There's another Omni forward back. So again, I love the tack sniping, but the nuke actually gets shot at the main forward line for Smithers. Smithers getting the brunt of those nukes. That's gotta hurt. It's the only thing not protected, so I mean it's the only clear target. And there's also a bunch of units here for Team 2, so this will allow a power vacuum to occur. These units are going to be called to the front. They know they're going to die anyways. The nuke is going to come in and take out well, not everything, but almost everything. No, the units go back into the nuke. No! Oh no! And the nuke lands, taking out a decent amount of those ground units, EMPing some of them. The Megalith is the primary target here for Team 2. There are some Cougars in there as well. Cougars get shot at first. The Megalith looks like might survive. It is being shot at by a laser from the heavens, so that's the thing. Another bug appears, so 2 bugs are making their way forward onto Smithers' main front line. On the southern side of things, nothing's changed. 5 chickens are now guarding the Calm of Hatsy. He's like, you're going to come get me. It's going to cost you a lot. And Team 2 is going to be, okay, well, we'll just build other things. Like a Scathis. 33 minutes, Scathis. So, that is Team 1's answer to... Sorry, Team 2's for that is... oh, wrong button. That was the... trying to get a nice little screenshot of this, and I pushed the Steam one, the Steam shortcut for screenshot, instead of the FAF one, which is, if you want to know, it's Control F. You haven't changed the default controls. It is Control F for screenshot. But the chicken is trying to push forward and go after the crab. The crab is retreating. They're using... Oh, transfer of control to Nuggets. I think Smithers is done. He's, been taking a bunch of nukes. A lot of his forces are gone. He might control K here pretty soon. He's the only guy left. I don't know where he's going, but maybe he's gifting them over to help build the Scathis. And of course, it doesn't matter who is left standing. As long as your team wins, you win, regardless if you're dead or not. Comms for Team 1 have grouped up significantly due to the fact that size of the map. Not really the best placement. There is tele-defense for 2 players. This one, Gumbo, kind of out in the open, but putting all your eggs in one basket isn't the idea, but you shouldn't be doing either. Looks like there is a planned emissary here for Just Q, so artillery wars will continue to the next phase. Gunships being used to just take out the eco and main base for Smithers. Smithers control Ks, tries to take out does take out a decent horde of those ASF. Might give an opening here for Team 2, and we saw that was definitely a control K, not a kill by anybody. And this now drops it to a 4v4. Looks like there is already long-range artillery in place. Yep, a Duke has been completed. A second one is already in the yellow. So Alex going for standoff tactics. He is UEF. That's kind of what they do. Unit cap reached. What? Must be a glitch or something. The unit cap is 11,000, only at 4.7. So I don't know what's going on with that. But now the ASFs are clear to deal with the ASFs from Just Q. We're now going to target the gunships. The gunship is going to take a severe amount of damage. Both of them will fall pretty much simultaneously. Oh, no. Oh, you can turn around again? Okay, so the first one falls, and then the second one falls right after. Hell builds an experimental. What is it? He is a Seraphim, so probably a chicken. Not a YOLO. That'd be way too early. Is planning on a hot stway. I think that's how you say that. And is planning on a YOLO. Never mind. So he's... Oh, wait. No, he's reclaiming it. Never mind. I guess they're going to funnel that into the Scathis, I guess. Not the YOLO. That nuke launcher for Team 1 doesn't have a nuke. Nope. It's about to, though. And they're building their own disruptor, their own T3 arty. So 2 T3 arties will start to appear here for Team 1. Wouldn't be surprised to see something similar here for Hot C. Again, I still think I'm saying his name right, but again, if I'm not, please correct me down in the comments below. A large effort from Nuggets to secure this western side. If a push occurs, it's going to be devastating. Looks like he's having some issues with his power. I think he's going to locate a lot of his PD, though. I don't know what he's doing. Does he have... He has... Oh, no, he's severely, negative in power. So he's got to work on that issue, but... There is 1, 2, 3, 4 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 megaliths and a monkey. The Nuggets is prepping for a serious push to the west. We have some bricks intruding on the main bases for Team 2. Alex is under threat from a group of bricks. He does have the shield on his comm, so I don't know if it's going to be enough. It doesn't have the Zeph amp. His shield has fell and failed him. He has 3 more bricks to take out. It might... Ooh, it's going to be close. He overcharges 1, drops the hit points down severely. More disruptors opening up. Ravagers opening up. 1 more brick to take out. He survives at 3,000 hit points. And he's like, I would get under shield coverage, honestly. But the push out here from Team 1 will kind of be diverted to the west. Looks like they're going to take out this SMD base with a bunch of Gunthers. The Clickhammers should turn around and take out the Megalith, because they're definitely should be in range by now. Alex, yep, it's coming in range now. They should, yep, they are changing targets as we speak. The comm of Alex was under threat for a second, I thought, but there is a Colossus and a Megalith to deal with. The laser from the skies being used as the actual defense satellite, as its name entails, is targeting the Colossus. This SMD will fall. Flank cameras being used. T1 PD. T1 bombers focusing the Megalith first. Megalith has the longer range. And you can just see the devastation. And it is death by 1,000 cuts, but it is obvious it is still death by 1,000 cuts. Now builds another experimental, probably another chicken somewhere. Oh, it's right here. Those are being hoisted to the front line. The Megalith is trying to do what he can. The SMD is still online, and the shields fall around that SMD. It's not being targeted. The last shield falls. Okay, now it's gone. Okay. Doesn't say, please don't be like that other match where the SMD wasn't focused and it was just bugging me. Twice that one should have died, and it did not. But it looks like counter artillery. Is the Dukes firing? Are the Dukes firing at the experimentals? They are. They shouldn't be. They should be focused on taking out infrastructure, not units that move. So that's why you have T2 artillery for that. But the Medusa spam is real here. Everyone on this northeastern side, RASCOMs being targeted by those satellites. Gunships being used to deal with engineers trying to scoop up the mass. Kind of surprised that Babel isn't building another one. Usually when you build one, you build a few of them. Laser underway for Nuggets. He's prepping for a telesnipe. The Scathis has finished 39 minutes. It looks like it just launched its first volley. And Team 1 is going to feel that the counter artillery has been finished. The emissary and the disruptors finished as well. I'm assuming Team 1 knows about the Scathis. Yes, they do. They have an eye on it. Literally. And the RASCOMs are being ordered to build shields as best as possible. There is an SMD nearby that will protect this Scathis, so that nuke will go in vain. This one actually came out from the YOLO from Satsi. Apologies for missing that. So that YOLO nuke is going to not land, but suffer. Another nuke is launched, not going for the Scathis, but going for, I don't know what it's going for. This, oh, don't tell me you're going for this. That is not worth a nuke. Okay, good. It's not. I was like going to say it's not worth a nuke. It looks like it's going after this front production line, Team 2, but anti-nuke comes in, takes it out. The Scathis is moving. Interesting. Team 1 has an opportunity to target it as it's moving. Do they notice it? Well, they're not paying attention that much. It is moving. They can see it, though. It's probably going to get under better SMD coverage is probably the idea. The artillery has noticed it, and it is trying to target it. Another nuke launches. It's going to take out this front line here for Team 2, for Nuggets. There are enough. There are enough. And it saves that western line just barely. I hear RASCOMs exploding. Artillery is now going to focus on that YOLO, a bunch of hives trying to pump out as much as they can. Separate nuke from that nuke launcher here from from Tassin, not from Gumbo. The air grid has taken a beating here for Team 1. It is now being sent to here. They're going to deal with this front line. Okay, Nuggets, you got to know. You got to move them. You got to move in. Like, there's no dilly-dallying. They are going to try to nuke you as best they can. There's chickens. There's monkeys. There's megaliths. There's a bunch of bricks. We have bouncers. We have shields. Nuke will land. Oh, how much does it take out? A decent amount. This megalith is severely wounded. But the YOLO will land. Nice prediction, taking out a bunch of bricks. How far will it go, though? Anyway, take out a huge section. I say about half of them on the southern side. And that will severely reduce Team 2's options, these Nuggets' options, to deal with this incoming threat of a YOLO, or this threat over here. The column of Hatsi has fallen behind. The megalith does eventually fall. The Scathis is targeting the other Scathises, at least I thought it was. They're building 2 Scathises. I don't know what that's about. Where is the Scathis? It's not even sitting under shield cover. What are you doing? It's not sitting under shield coverage. What are you doing? Are they trying to draw the fire of the nukes, maybe? I mean, I would assume so. There's 4 anti-nukes in that one. These ones were just built. They're spamming up more as we speak. Shields, 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 and more shields. Yeah, we're building another one here. So literally Team 2's goal is a huge section of mass FAF farms go down. Ooh, that's going to hurt a bunch of SMD back here, or up here. That push from Nuggets has pretty much not yielded anything. The watering can has started firing its water at the enemy. Scathis go down. A lot of the shielding goes down. They need to spam up more shielding. A couple more artillery shells, and that will be it. Takes out a section of those hives. Ooh, Team 1's player of Hatsi kind of feeling it right now. Doesn't have enough shield coverage. You need to build more. Doesn't matter what it is. And now you're changing targets, going after what exactly? Where did those artillery shells go? They were targeted to the northeast. Nuke launcher almost online here for Hell. Both Hell and Nuggets are nearby one another. Not really the best place to sit. Oh, take out that P-Gen and a couple of a factory or 2. The Scathis is going to move. Well, you don't have to move if you have enough shield coverage, but Nuggets falling behind as well. Don't know what he's doing. You need to keep firing. This push to the west here from... Oh, wow, that's a lot of chickens. Yeah, it's not going to do a whole lot. The defenses for Nuggets have been softened up. Brass comms exploding over here. The comm of Alex probably won't make it out. No, will not make it out. And that is a loss here for Team 2. Hatsi claims the kill. This YOLO is doing its job. Scath is being built by some Cybrants, assisting with that defense. Beautiful thing. The nuke is just rising. Look at that. It's just cool watching it. He hoisted up from the depths. This front line for Team 2 is falling. There are chickens are starting to die off, especially with the multiple ion storms from both teams. But the megaliths are doing their job, holding these chickens at bay. And again, ion storms just constantly popping up. Thousands of hit points just annihilated. It's petered out a lot of that incoming threat. The Scathis has to keep firing and can't stop moving. Or can't stop moving. Can't stop firing. And they can't stop loading SMD. This section isn't even protected. If Team 1 can land a artillery shell couple in here, that will destabilize a lot of this area, especially with the P-Gen not really shielded. But they are spamming them as fast as they can, though. They've lost another player and his eco for the most part. So it's now a 4v3 in Team 1's favor. And now what are you doing? Like, you have to target the YOLO. That is the most like the biggest threat right now. I mean, yeah, you're trying to take out other players' eco and stuff, which is fine. But this is what's killing you. And they have a Scathis online. Or, right? Is it online? I guess it's on. Oh, now it's online. I was going to say, it looks like it's online. Now you have a counter Scathis now, so... and I noticed, and I pointed out earlier, artillery shell landed, taking out all of those SMD. You got to make sure all of your base is shielded. And the Scathis is still moving. Nuggets, what are you doing? You need to keep it firing. You should have just held position here and called it good. You had enough shielding. But now another nuke will start edging everything out. Team 1's player of Hatsi has lost a lot of his ground forces with this huge graveyard. But nukes are just being thrown at the opponents now. And due to the loss of those shields, it's starting to open a hole for Team 2 to just launch artillery shells continuously. Yeah, it's just very disappointing. And now the Scathis fire will rain in, dealing a bunch of damage to these mass FAF farms, shields, emplacements, air grids. The Calm of Hell takes a hit, but again, 240 hit points a second. Nah, it's just a scratch. Just a flesh wound. Yeah, Team 2 was leaning for a decent amount of the game in eco, in map control, and everything. But I don't know what happened. They just kind of lost focus or something. And now the Scathis has gone back to the original hole it was in. I feel like that was kind of a waste of a lot of artillery shells that could have, been useful. But a lot of the SMD have fallen. There's still this one up here, but it's not enough to protect against a YOLO. Another YOLO nuke launches. Where is it going? Looks like it is going for that Scathis. There is still SMD loaded. At least this one. Looks like it's going to try to break this front line and push on the ground. I don't know if you're going to have enough time, unfortunately. Even if you get through this center line, it's going to be a while. I see building a bunch of hearts like, I'm just a friend. Don't go after me. But this line of SMD might be enough. I don't have any loaded. Scathis fire aiming for the air grid. Looks like Team 1 wants to secure the skies and then go in with some air units. But again, we have multiple experimentals on the northern side here for Team 1. They're going to push in and take out everything in their path. That Scathis is not helping things for Team 2. The nuke lands once more. Why have one game ender when you can have two? Two is better than one. That's probably the title of this thumbnail. It's like 2 is better than 1. But yeah, this is not looking good for Team 2. And that whole air grid is gone. Control of it has been gifted over to Nuggets. It's pretty much Nuggets and Hell versus the world here. Babel doing his best to micromanage whatever he has available to him. That nuke will land, dealing a decent blow to these hit points on these experimentals. We have these monkeys will kind of be safe. One megalith falls. Babel commits suicide, saying, I am done with this match. Nuggets on the edge of the map, just hanging out. Now it drops to a 4v2. Megalith monkeys fall. Brooks are coming in to help assist. Megaliths are outnumbered 3-2 with monkeys. They have bricks in tow. They kill a monkey. Hell commits suicide. There is a desync, but again, it's only really looking like it's going one way. There is a possible push, but this nuke, even against friendly forces, will deal with the rest of these megaliths and monkeys. And the threat is inbound. This line of shields trying to protect this Scathis wasn't online for as much as it should have been while moving. That is the downside to moving these Scathis. It can't fire. And now this Colossus is going to move in and just take shield after shield after shield. There are Ravagers spamming up in the back, but I don't think it'll be enough. The shielding around that YOLO did fall at one point, but I don't think it was enough. And everything is gone, both friend and foe alike for Hatsi. These shields around that Scathis are gone. This isn't enough. Even if you kill one Scathis, if you kill one Megalith, there's 2 more to replace it, plus a bunch of other things. T2 Cerberus spammed up, trying to protect as much as it can. Again, the Calm of Nuggets is in the corner, and it's a 4v1 here, folks. It is Nuggets versus the world. It's a survival game, the best he can do. Scathis should have been protected, and Gummo gets defeated by Nuggets. Had some gunships thrown into the back. Drops it to a 3v1. And now Just Q trying to spam up some SAMs. And that Scathis will fall. Transfer of control of those units goes over to Hatsi, stops them for a brief second. Just Q is going to be fine, it looks like. And that is it for everything else. Looks like Nuggets might be doing one last teleportation play, it looks like. He didn't leave, but he did get some Air Forces in, which, to his credit, took out a player. So that's something. Consolation prize. They know where the comm is, though. There are shells landing in all the time. Nuggets taking a hit. Will he teleport? Will he not? I'd say that's your only play at this point, is to teleport, which he can't because he doesn't have the teleporter. He has Brass, so if he wanted to, he couldn't. So it's going to be pretty much a slow death by artillery shells. He might just control K. He's going to go to the very corner of the map and just jump off the edge, probably. Yeah, he sits. He just sits. He's like inside the corner because it's a little bit lowered. It's kind of hard to tell, but he is a little lower. You can tell his legs are down there, but it looks like he's sitting pretty much, waiting for his death. It's really hard to hit the corner of the map because it's the corner of the map, and especially with a Scathis, that's kind of the point. And there's a nuke is on its way. He will die by YOLO if the Scathis will not kill him first. And he's going to land right next to him. He's just going to accept his fate. Nuke flies over some SMD. Oh, but they weren't in range. Oh, that's disappointing. They had a couple of them loaded. Would have taken out that nuke. One SMD gets shot off. Another SMD gets shot off. Tries to go after this mass fab for him, actually, and gets killed off for it. But there's a secondary nuke on way from, I think it was from this one right here, from this Liberator from Tassin. This one will fly by. Both of these have been emptied. Oh, this one might load in time. Will it load? It loads in time and still protects the calm of Nuggets. Nuggets is still alive. Will these shells from the Scathis do him in? One lands nearby. Nope, he's still alive. Another volley, another volley. Are there 2 of them now? There are 2 of them now. A third one being built as we speak. Man, that's something. But Just Q commits suicide. Decides game is over. I guess some issues happen with connection. But this was only going to go one way, of course. Team 1 gets the victory here. 2 Scathis and a YOLO, plus all of these units coming in from the north. And yeah, Team 2, I would say Team 2 had it when they built the Scathis. They micromanaged it too much by moving it. That didn't cause them to lose, but that was definitely a factor. The YOLO lost shields. And had there been more artillery focused on this, it could have gone down, killing off, a huge section of Hatsi's main base. Definitely a disappointment there. Of course, we had Emissary back here, another one being built. 2 disruptors. Bugs being built as we speak, kind of thing. So yeah, Team 1 still had a lot at their disposal. They had 2 nukes. 1 YOLO, 1 regular. Maybe there's a third. I thought there was a third one, but maybe not. No, there wasn't. But yeah, just Team 2. There was a glimpse that they could have won, and then just they lost it. They couldn't hold on to it. This pusher from the north was starting to be very troublesome. I mean, a lot of PD could have been spammed up to hold off a lot of this, and there are a couple of megaliths in there, but it wasn't really looking good for Team 2. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment down below, and if you haven't hit that red button below the video, please do so. I greatly appreciate it. And again, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, and I will see every one of you and you and you and you in the next one.